Whenever we're talking about young NBA players with lots of potential, we often mention the following players: Giannis, Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and many more. And we should, because those are all great young players with lots of potential to do great things in the NBA. But what if I told you that there is another player, one that is extremely underrated, who has a huge ceiling? A player that was earning everyone's respect, but an injury took that all away from him. A player that could be an all-star next season and win Most Improved Player? Who is that player? That player is D'Angelo Russell of the Brooklyn Nets. He is 22 years old. He is a playmaking shot creator who plays the point guard position and has good three-point range. He was drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers, but they traded him to the Brooklyn Nets because they wanted to draft Lonzo Ball. His career stats are 14.6 points per game, 3.6 rebounds per game, and 4.3 assists per game. It doesn't look like he has improved from year 2 to year 3, but the thing is, he has. A lot. Let's look at some more stats. Here are his point totals from the first 12 games of last season: 30, 17, 16, 29, 15, 12, 33, 17, 23, 12, 21, and 26. After game 12 he had surgery on his knee. If you averaged all those together, then D'Angelo Russell averaged 20.9 points and 5.7 assists. That's a lot better than 15.6 points and 4.8 assists, which is what he had averaged the previous season. So, it's obvious that he improved. Now let's look at some more advanced stats. Last season, D'Angelo Russell averaged 25.7 minutes per game. That is not a lot. For 36 minutes, D'Angelo Russell would have had 21.7 points per game and 7.3 assists per game. Those are all-star level numbers. Those are Most Improved Player numbers. If you get his stats from the first 12 games and make those per 36 minutes, then you have someone who is easily a top 10 point guard in the NBA. Those numbers would be elite numbers. The main problem with D'Angelo Russell, however, besides his defense, is his consistency. One game he scores 40 points, the next he scores only 7. The next step in D'Angelo Russell's career is to receive more minutes, play better defense, and perform much more consistently. If he does all of those things, especially with Jeremy Lin gone, he can potentially average 25 points per game, and 8 assists. Those are more than elite numbers. Those are all-time numbers. Now, let's talk about D'Angelo Russell's overall game. He is a good scorer in the paint. He won't overwhelm anyone with his athleticism, but he's really crafty inside, and has a Tony Parker-like finishing ability. Oftentimes he can draw a foul, and head to the free throw line. D'Angelo Russell is also a great mid-range jump shooter. He can shoot those jump shots off the dribble, on the catch, or out of the pick and roll. Mid-range jump shooting is definitely one of his biggest strengths. Although not as good as his mid-range shot, D'Angelo Russell is a good three-point shooter as well. He can be a very streaky shooter, as the time he made 8 straight threes against the Toronto Raptors. Like I said before, his three-point shot is not as good as his mid-range shot, but with time, it can definitely improve. D'Angelo Russell is also a very good playmaker, especially out of the pick and roll. He is 6'5", so he can often see over his defender and make very accurate, crisp passes. This is probably his biggest strength besides his mid-range jump shot and shot-creating ability. D'Angelo Russell doesn't just have a great passing ability, he also has a great passing IQ. He can recognize passing lanes before they open, and put the ball in just the right spot to where only his teammate can catch it. He is an excellent passer. The only bad part about his passing ability is his turnover rate, which isn't that pretty. That will improve however as he plays more, and gets more experience. D'Angelo Russell really needs to work on his defense. He has lots of potential in that area, being 6'5". He made noticeable improvements last season, but is only scratching the surface of his true potential. All in all, D'Angelo Russell is a great young NBA player. He has made noticeable improvements in his game, and he can definitely win Most Improved Player going off of stats and become an all-star next season. He will definitely be a multiple-time all-star in his career, and is most certainly one of the best young NBA players. The sky is the limit for D'Angelo Russell.